They say laughter is the best medicine, but have you tried a good horror movie for an adrenaline rush that lasts for days? The only genre where yelling at the screen is not only allowed, but encouraged. Welcome to the thrilling world of horror. Get your heart rate monitors ready, because 2024 is here to prove that horror movies are not for the faint of heart. It's time to face your fears on the big screen. This year, horror fans rejoice as 2024 promises to deliver a spine-tingling buffet of scares, because sleep is overrated anyway. Cancel your plans, dim the lights, subscribe coming soon, and brace yourself for the chilling excitement. 2024's horror movies are about to redefine your definition of fear. Abigail is a new scary movie from the United States. It's about monsters and directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett. The story was written by Stephen Shields and Guy Busick. It's a modern version of the old movie Dracula's Daughter from 1936. The movie is about some people who kidnap a girl named Abigail, thinking they can get $50 million from her powerful underworld boss parent. But things get scarier when they realize Abigail is actually a vampire child, a ballerina vampire, and she starts hunting them down. Angus Cloud's last acting part was in this movie before he passed away in July 2023. Even though the movie wasn't finished until several months after he died because of a strike by SAG-AFTRA, Cloud had already recorded all his scenes before the filming stopped. Abigail will be released by April 19, 2024. Tarot is a gripping film that unfolds the mysterious tarot cards playing. Tarot cards are taking center stage in a spooky movie. Sony Pictures Entertainment dropped a trailer for their latest horror film, Tarot, on Tuesday. When some friends break the important rule of tarot readings, never use someone else's cards, they accidentally let out a scary evil trapped in the cursed cards. One by one, they meet their fate and have to hurry to avoid the future predicted in their readings, racing against death. Tarot is set to be released by May 10, 2024. Get ready for a mind-bending experience that will keep you guessing until the very last frame. Imaginary Megan producer Jeff Wadlow back with another production. Imaginary is an upcoming American spooky movie directed, with the screenplay written by Wadlow, Greg Erb, and Jason Orumland. The story follows Jessica, who returns to her childhood home with her family, when her youngest stepdaughter, Alice, becomes attached to Jessica's old stuffed bear, Chauncey. Strange things start happening. As the games with Chauncey take a dark turn, Jessica realizes there's more to the stuffed bear than she ever thought. The film is set to be released by Lionsgate on March 8, 2024. Imaginary sets the stage for a suspenseful and truly frightening experience, creating a spine-chilling atmosphere that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Lisa Frankenstein is a 2024 American comedy horror movie. Zelda Williams directed it, marking her first full-length directing job, and Diablo Cody wrote the script. The story is a mix of love and horror, focusing on a teenager and her crush, who turns out to be a revived corpse. After some scary events, they go on a quest for love, happiness, and the missing body parts. The film, released by Focus Features on February 9, 2024, got mixed reviews from critics. In a Violent Nature is a 2024 Canadian slasher movie written and directed by Chris Nash. It's called an ambient slasher. The story is about a killer who doesn't speak and goes after a group of teenagers in the Ontario wilderness. Most of the events are seen from the killer's point of view. The movie first showed on January 22, 2024, at the Sundance Film Festival in the Midnight program. It's planned to be available on the streaming service Shudder later in the same year. Bid farewell to the never-ending quest for the perfect movie. You will get all the exclusive movie news incoming soon. Hit the subscribe button and say goodbye to the fear of missing out on hidden gems and must-watch films. Your cinematic journey just got a whole lot more thrilling. Terrifier 3. Terrifier 3 Inches is an upcoming Christmas horror slasher movie written and directed by Damien Leone as sequel of Terrifier 2. The main actors, including Lauren Lavera, Elliot Fulham, David Howard Thornton, and Samantha Scafidi, are back playing their roles from earlier films. This movie follows Terrifier 2 Inches, 2022, and gives a bigger role to the survivor, Victoria Hayes, who is now possessed. Director Damien Leone had offers from big studios to fund the film because of the success of Terrifier 2 Inches, 2022, even without a complete script. However, he turned them down because he wanted to keep control, especially over a controversial opening scene. Leone can be bold in showing horror and gore because he funds his movies independently, does his own special effects to save money, and doesn't have a big studio pushing him to make the movie more mainstream. Terrifier 3 Inches focuses on Art the Clown and is the fourth full-length movie in the Terrifier series, including the anthology film All Hallows Eve. The movie is set to be in theaters on October 25, 2024. Smile 2. After releasing Smile in 2022, writer and director Parker Finn talked about the movie in interviews from November to December 2022. He mentioned that he deliberately left parts of the first movie unclear, with some storylines unresolved. He expressed interest in exploring these details in a possible sequel. Finn said that if there are more movies, they might look into the entity's backstory, but he wants to keep it mysterious. In March 2023, Finn made a deal with Paramount Pictures for more horror projects. The next month, at CinemaCon 2023, Paramount announced that a sequel to Smile was approved and in pre-production, with Finn returning as the writer and director. In December 2023, Naomi Scott got a leading role, and the next month, Lucas Gage was cast. It was also reported that Kyle Gallner would play Joel again, and Rosemary DeWitt joined the cast. In February 2024, Dylan Gelula, Raul Castillo, and Miles Gutierrez Riley were added to the cast. The Conjuring: Last Rites. The latest news about The Conjuring 4 came on September 8, 2023, right after The Nun 2 came out. Director Michael Chaves shared updates on The Conjuring: Last Rites and explained what the post-credits scene in The Nun sequel meant for the next movie in the Conjuring series. We don't know much about the new Conjuring movie's story yet. Since The Devil Made Me Do It ended in 1981, it's expected that The Conjuring: Last Rites would take place in the 1980s. Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga will be back as Ed and Lorraine Warren, and they had many cases in the 80s that could inspire the next film. One case in 1986, known as the Smurl Haunting, could be a possibility. The producers might choose lesser-known cases to keep things fresh. There's also a new Conjuring TV series in the works, suggesting The Conjuring 4 might have an open-ended conclusion. The series is set to continue the movie storyline. Since the movies follow a chronological timeline, the series might pick up after Arna Cheyenne Johnson's trial in 1981, which was the main story of The Conjuring 3. The post-credits scene in The Nun 2 gave a little hint about The Conjuring 4. It showed Ed and Lorraine Warren making a return. While the scene doesn't reveal much about the plot, it sets up The Conjuring, Last Rites, and the next part of the Conjureverse after The Nun 2. Saw 11. The next Saw movie might follow a similar approach to Saw X, with the story of Saw 11 happening much earlier in the franchise than Spiral, but there's also a chance that Saw 11 could be a direct sequel, continuing the timeline after Spiral. In this case, John Kramer would be dead, and the focus would be on one or more of his apprentices, possibly hinted at in the Saw X post-credits scene. Fans and critics have liked the return to the franchise's original style, both in its metaphorical and literal sense. It's more likely that Saw 11 will be another prequel, although the exact time it's set in is still unknown. What's for sure is that when Jigsaw comes back, the traps in Saw 11 will be even deadlier than anything seen before. In Saw X, which is a direct sequel to Saw 2004 and a prequel to Saw 2 2005, the story ends with Kramer and his apprentice, Amanda Young, taking a young child named Carlos under their wing. Your Monster. In Your Monster, we see when actress Laura Franco's life takes a nosedive. Quiet Laura Franco rediscovers her voice by encountering a frightening but oddly charming monster living in her closet. Your Monster is a 2024 American romantic comedy horror movie. Caroline Lindy wrote and directed it, expanding on her 2019 short film with the same title. The movie first showed in the midnight section at the 2024 Sundance Film Festival on January 18, 2024. And there you have it, a captivating journey through the upcoming horror movies of 2024. You can also check out the best mystery movies on Netflix right now, the video you see here. That's it for today, everybody. See you soon.